Okay, we got a fun one today. So, last week I was all set to do like a normal deck, and then Martin Mueller had a top 32 Grand Prix with his nonsense. So here we are, 24 islands. Basically, this is a Jace's Sanctum deck. This is one of the cards that I think people just forgot existed or whatever. And yeah, 3U enchantment, instant sorceries. Cost one less to cast whenever you cast one of those. Scry 1. So we're playing a lot of instants and sorceries. We have Prism Ring, which it's going to name blue. That's my guess. So your spells are cheaper. Your spells gain you life. And then we do stuff like Engulf the Shore and Hydrolash. And yeah, just eventually kick apart the Water Veil or cast Rise from the Tides. Maybe Time Walk with a Rise from the Tides. And just kind of like, I don't know, draw cards and kind of like make it so they can't kill us and stuff. That's about it. So we have Anticipate and Nagging Thoughts to kind of set up our draws. We have Hydrolash to cantrip. We have Pour Over the Pages, again, to do a little sifting. Maybe a nice little combo with multiple Jace's Sanctums, where Pour Over the Pages could actually add mana. That'd be pretty dope, right? And then, yeah, Engulf the Shore is the big one. Probably, this is the card that you're probably going to need to draw the most often in this standard format, which is why you have things like Anticipate. And then the Mondo combo finish. Days Undoing alongside a Time Walk. So you get the first shot to actually untap and like use all your cards before they do, which is pretty sweet. You can also Engulf the Shore and then Days Undoing just all their creatures away, which is kind of sweet. So I like that. I was talking to some people earlier, and they were a little scared about like Rise from the Tides getting hit with a Transgress the Mind, but I think that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. You still have Part the Water Veil to kill them with. And yeah, this deck is basically just a bunch of do-nothing. So sideboard, like, you kind of already have the anti-creature stuff that you would want, just like the Engulfs and the Hydrolashes. There isn't a whole lot else in the format. So mostly, we're trying to fight combo in mid-range, or control in mid-range, rather, because there aren't a lot of combo decks. So we have these 8 transform cards, Jace and Thing in the Ice, a bunch of negates. There's supposed to be a 4th negate in here. I am silly. I probably just don't have a 4th negate on my account. So I will remedy that before we join the league. That seems rather important. So yeah, some negates, some invasive surgeries, and then a singleton displacement wave for the human decks. So do I think this deck is good? I don't know. My initial impression from looking at the deck is it's probably not, but then again, Martin did go 12-3 at the Grand Prix. The format is full of a lot of mid-rangey creature decks, and it feels like a deck like this just kind of pops up whenever that's the case. Like, whenever green-white tokens is the best deck, it's like, alright, I'm going to build a Turbo Fog deck, and you can just never win. And that's kind of what this deck is doing. It is not a Turbo Fog deck per se, but it is operating under the same principles where you're just kind of like going over the top of them, you're ignoring what they're doing, you have like this big silly reset in Engulf the Shore, and you're interacting in a way that they can't interact with you. So I think that's kind of the key part. And if green-white continues to be big, then this deck is probably going to be nuts. So I guess we're hoping that that's the case. It's possible that the deck could have a different sideboard plan. It is certainly possible that it could, for example, play something like Wandering Fumarole and Shivan Reef to go along with like some Fever Visions in the sideboard. Maybe that's your like control or mid-range game plan. That does interact negatively with Engulf the Shore, obviously, but it's still unclear as to how many islands you need to actually make this good. Obviously, if all of your islands or all of your lands are islands, then this card is just phenomenal always. But I feel like there's some like we can give this card some leeway, you know? Like, do we need like all 5 of our lands to be islands? Because I don't think that that's necessarily true. There are certainly some instances like, you know, if their Gideon is ticking up and trying to hammer you and stuff, then Engulf the Shore is nice. But for the most part, like, do you really need to like Engulf the Shore for 8? Not really. I don't think so. So yeah, it's possible that the sideboard could change a little bit. Maybe you could splash a color. I think the Red Splash is probably the best / easiest. Because Fever Vision is just really good. But I don't know. It's also possible that maybe like just 15 Welkin turns or whatever is like a better sideboard plan. I definitely like the counterspells though. So yeah, I guess we'll give this deck a shot. We'll play in a competitive standard league and see if this deck can actually hang with the big boys. So let's get to it.